Well, hello and welcome to Video Graphics with Dr. DeRise. I'm Eric DeRise. Okay, so as I promised, I'm going to be teaching you some of the basics of how to use a great free sound editing program known as Audacity. And it's open source, which means that the people who created it for everybody free. This is an awesome program. You won't believe how much this program can do for no money. It's professional quality. I mean, it's really amazing. Now, you're not going to be able to use it for really complicated music production, but for basic music production, yes, you can. It does not allow you to create beats and stuff like that. But for taking tracks and mixing them together, tweaking them, shortening them, editing them, I mean, it's really amazing what you can do with this program. I've used it for radio commercials. I've used it for voiceover work, for narration. I've even used it as a graduate student. One of the things that I learned in my doctoral program, which is instructional design and technology, and my master's online college teaching, is learning theory, a lot of learning theory. And one of the things that I learned is that if you read out loud when you're doing your required reading, you will actually triple the amount of effect that you will get with, from the reading. In other words, it's going to hit your brain 3 times. And I won't bore you with the details on that, but what I did was I decided to quadruple that again by reading out loud to my computer, recording it in Audacity, editing it, shortening it, cleaning it up, and then converting it to an MP3 file, which I would later put in my cell phone and play on the way to work and on the way home from work, thereby listening to it a total of 3 times, the first time while I'm actually reading it. Anyway, this is a great program. It's free. You can download it easily. So I'm going to show you some of the basics here. Let's see. So let's go to Audacity. And let's go ahead here and open it up so that you can see it. Okay, so I've already got it open up, and look up here. You can see the icon for it. It looks like electrical fire in between some headphones. Audacity is the name of this program. So when you're going to make a recording, the first thing you want to do is to hit the record button, and it's going to start recording right away. You can see the sound waves, and it's recording in stereo. Now, as you're talking, you're going to create pauses. You might even cough. And if you look at the sound waves, you start to, after a while, kind of learn to recognize what certain sounds look like including no sound, okay? So later on, you're going to want to take that recording and do something with it and then play it back, right? So when you get to the point where you want to stop, you can pause it if you decide you just want to take a break, but you don't want to stop the recording. Now, you won't be able to save from here. If you want to save, you've got to actually hit the stop button, okay? Now, if you actually want to stop, then, complete your recording, you can. So I stopped it, and now I can actually save. And I'm going to hit File, Save Project As. And this is going to be Audacity Demo 1. Oops. Now, I'm only going to be doing this for about 10 minutes or so today. So we will definitely want to have more sessions. I need you guys to, I hate to say that, you guys. I need you to leave your comments in the comments section and let me know what kinds of videos you'd like to see demos on. But keep in mind that my videos are for beginners, okay? I'm not expecting you to be, some kind of a technology or graphic design whiz or anything like that, okay? I am expecting you to be a beginner, and that's my whole goal, is to show you how to do these things at the beginner's level so that you can get started, okay? So let's go back to Audacity here. And By the way, the way this is my first time doing live stream with Hangouts, so bear with me, okay? So one of the things that I want you to be aware of is that when you want to do an edit, it's literally the kind of thing where you just click and drag across the area that you want to edit. So I'm clicking and dragging across this beginning, which is a blank spot, and I'm literally just hitting the delete key in order to get rid of it, okay? I can do the same thing. I mentioned recognizing coughs. You can see a cough right here, that sharp peak, that's where I coughed. I selected the area and I hit the delete key. Now, something that I often do when I make recordings is I want to compress them into a shorter amount of time. In order to do that, I'm going to hold the control key down and hit the A key, and that selects everything. That is select all. Now I want to do an effect here. I'm going to go up to effects, the effects menu, and I'm going to select compressor. And what that's going to do oh, I'm sorry, wrong one. Okay. Sorry about that. Let's see. It's probably time. I haven't done this in a while. So, oh, here we go. Sliding time scale. Okay. So, no, that's not it. Oh, wow. Okay. I apologize. I have not done this in a while, so I've actually forgotten. Hang in there. Well, instead of doing that, I'm going to show you how to adjust the volume, and it's pretty simple. Okay. Okay. Okay, so one of the things that you're going to want to do is to adjust the volume, and you can do that with the amplify command. Right now, we've got it at a 2.48498, and I want to amplify it up to about 5. So I'm going to click and drag on up to about 4.9. And if you look at the new peak amplitude, you're going to see the adjustment there. One thing you want to be aware of is that if you do want to bring up the volume some, you're going to have to allow clipping. So click on the allow clipping box, and it's not a lot of time, so it's going to immediately make the adjustment. But if it were a greater amount of time, then it would take longer. And then what we can do is just play it back and see how it sounds, see if we have any over modulation or anything like that. Now, if we look over to the right at the top, you can see the modulation, and it does look like it's going up into the red just a little too much. So what I'm going to do is stop, and I'm going to hold the control key down and hit Z to undo it. Okay. And instead, what I'm going to do is click in there and then control A to select everything. And we're going to amplify again from where we were before. And instead of going up to 5, we're just going to take it up to 4 and see how that does. Okay. Again, you want to allow clipping, and you can preview it instead of just hitting OK. That's a good way to go. And it's still going up into the red, but not too much. So I'm going to, it gives you just a little preview of that, and you can hit OK. And the other thing is you can kind of visually look at this. If these peaks are going up out of the top there, you know that you've turned it up a little too much. So with any graphic, digital graphic art program, you always want to save as you progress, because these programs take up a lot of memory, and in some cases could crash your computer. So you want to save often. Each time you do a step that you're happy with, go ahead and hold the control key down and hit the S key while you're holding it down, and that will save your work. Okay. Now, everything is still selected, and I still want to compress it. And let's see, where did that control go? It's got to be the sliding control. No, no, that's not it. I'm used to working with a different version of this program, so I am running into some problems here, and I apologize because I promised you guys I was going to show you the basics of how to do this. Yeah, it's got to be the compressor. Oh, and of course, my wife is calling me in the middle of a demo. Okay. So let's see. All right. Well, we'll leave that one for next time. I'm running out of time here, and I apologize. But so we'll save that for next time, a little teaser for the next lesson. When you want to save your file, you simply go up to File and Export. Okay, you've already saved your work, and you want to export as an MP3 if you're going to put it on your phone. If you just want to save it for your computer, you can save it export it as a WAV. But I like to export it as an MP3 file if I'm going to put it on my phone. Okay, and let's see. Okay, and Audacity is telling me that it needs me to download a file in order to do this, so I'm not going to do that this time. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this as a WAV after all, and I'm going to use the default. So I'm going to cancel this, and I'm going to go back up to File, Export as a WAV, and it's going to save to my folder where I usually do my voiceover work. I'm going to save it in there. And there's a lot of information in this interface that you can put in here. There's a lot you can do in here. And when you're done, just hit save. And you're good to go. Okay. So I hope that gives you a good introduction into how this works. I hope you enjoyed this. And if you did, please click the like button. And thanks for being patient with me. I was unprepared for this version of the program. I apologize, but we will get to that on the next Audacity demo. And keep in mind, I'm going to be doing beginner videos for a lot of different digital graphic arts programs, including Photoshop, Corel Draw, Windows Movie Maker, Power Director, you name it. And if there's one you want to learn about that I haven't mentioned, let me know, and I'll see what I can do. Okay. In the meantime, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. That certainly helps with the channel. And leave your comments in the comment section. And until the next video, take care. All right.